Hey, it's Byron Morrison here, and I know that a lot of people are focusing on getting ready for 2020 right now, which is why I wanted to put together this video to really share with you how to set goals and really set yourself up for success. So, in this video, I'm going to be taking you through three things. Firstly, we're going to look at how to actually get clear on what you want. Then we're going to look at how to create a plan in order to achieve that. And finally, I'm going to be sharing with you one of the biggest things that'll make or break your success that most people miss out when it comes to setting their goals. Now, with this video, the way that I'm going to be doing it, because it's broken into sections, you may want to pause it, do the work from the section, and then move on. Or maybe you want to watch the video, kind of get your head around all of it, and then go through it a second time. There's no right or wrong here. Do it whichever way works best for you. But one thing I do want you to do is make sure you follow through with all of the tasks. So with that being said, let's start with getting you clear on what you actually want. What I want you to do is take a moment where you sit down, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and I want you to visualize yourself 90 days from now. Really imagine what you want your life to look like. How do you want to look? How do you want to feel? What do you want to have achieved? Really think about everything from your success to your relationships, your health, your happiness. What do you really want your life to look like on the whole? Then from there, when you've got that image in your head, what I want you to do is stop this video and I want you to write it down. Create a vision statement for yourself saying, this is who I want to be 90 days from now. Now, the reason why we do 90 days is I find that for a lot of people I speak to, they've got these big goals and dreams. They've got this big vision of what they want to do a year, 2, 5 years from now, which is amazing. But the problem with it is often they don't really know where to begin, or they're so overwhelmed in this vision of what they want to achieve that they're not taking action. And not only that, when you think 5 years in advance, it's not really taking into account that life can change. You might grow, you might find yourself down a different path. That's why instead, by keeping that vision in mind of what you want to achieve, all we want to do is focus on the next 90 days. I've found that with clients and myself, by breaking it down into 90-day chunks, that way we can track the entire journey, we can learn the lessons from it, and we can make sure that they're actually on the right path. So when you've got that vision of who it is you want to become, what I then want you to do is stop and think about what happens if you don't do it? What happens if you carry on down the path that you're on? How's that going to impact your relationships? How's it going to impact your health? What about your success and your happiness in yourself? Really take the time to think about what happens if you don't follow through. The reason why I'm getting you to do that is it gives you a night and day comparison between the possibility and the reality. And from there, you can use that as an internal motivation to push yourself to get started or to really remind yourself when things are going wrong or times are getting tough or you're struggling to get the motivation to carry on of why you actually got started. So when you've got that idea of who it is you want to become, now we need to start looking at how do you turn that into a reality? Well, one thing you may have noticed is when I got you to create your vision, I got you to focus on you as a whole and the life that you want to create. The reason being is I find that for so many people, they get so caught up chasing one big goal that it comes at the expense of everything else. After all, if you think about it, how many people do you know who, in pursuit of their success, have lost their marriage, whose health has spiraled out of control, who, despite what they've achieved, they're miserable? Well, the reason being is they're just focusing on one area of their life, whereas what I found over the last few years is the people who truly have it all, who've created this life where they're healthy, they're happy, they're abundant, and they feel great about themselves, have focused on three core areas: their success, their health, and their happiness. And this is why when I'm working with clients, the way that we approach it, rather than overhauling their entire life or getting them stretched thin in this big vision of what they want to create, we simplify it. We take that vision And from there, what I get them to do is set one big goal in their wealth, one big goal in their health, and one big goal in their happiness. And from there, then we set about conquering that in the next 90 days. So I want you to think about that right now. Based off the vision of what you've created, what goal would you set in your wealth and success? What goal would you set in your health? And what goal would you set in your happiness? With these, you have to be specific though, because just saying something like, oh, I want to lose more weight, or I want to make more money, or I want to spend more time with my family, you've got no real way of judging that, of knowing whether or not you're on the right path, or really monitoring your progress. And that's why I really want you to take the time to be as specific as possible for what you want to achieve. So take a moment, think about that, and from there, what I want you to do is write it down. Now, to take that a step further, I find that by actually sharing it, you gain this shift mentally where it stops just being a vision of something you want and starts becoming a reality. And that's why I challenge you. I know that this can be a little bit scary, but what I want you to do is share in the comments below, these are my 3 big goals. This is what I want to accomplish in the next 90 days. So you've got your 3 goals. Now we need to start looking at how do you actually turn that into a reality? Well, there's 2 ways that we can approach turning this into an actual plan. Both of them revolve around reverse engineering the journey. So the first way of what you can do is take one of the goals, let's just focus at one at a time, and take the end result of what you want and ask yourself, what would you need to do in order to get there? And work backwards. Think of all of the steps that you need to take in order to turn that goal into a reality. Or on the other side of that, if you're someone who doesn't really know the steps in the middle, which is completely fine, there's nothing wrong with that, what you can do instead is take the end result and ask yourself, what would the first step need to be? Either way, whichever of these paths that you take, the big thing that we're doing is focusing on one step at a time. Not only is that going to allow you to take all of the stress and pressure out of it so that you can just focus on enjoying the journey, at the end of every step, you can then stop, you can evaluate your progress, you can think about what went right, what went wrong, and what you need to do next. Step by step, then building towards where you want to be. So that's how you really get clear on what you want. You work out what needs to happen and you put together a plan for it. But like I said at the start of this video, there's one big thing that pretty much everyone misses out when it comes to setting their goals, and that's thinking about who do you need to become. You see, what made you who you are today isn't going to help you become the person that you're meant to be tomorrow. And if you really want to reach the next level, it's you who's going to have to upgrade yourself. Luckily though, in your vision statement, we got you clear on the person that you want to become. So now it's all about stepping into that person. So really take the time to think about who that person in 90 days, what habits, what behaviors, what routines, what non-negotiable actions have they taken that has got them to where they want to be. Because when you really get your head around that and you combine it with the right plan, the right scheduling, the right routines and structure, along with the right accountability and support, that's how you become unstoppable in conquering your goals. So I know that we covered a lot in this video, and if you're one of those people who doesn't want to waste time and energy figuring this all out by yourself, and you want the right accountability and support to set you up for success so that you can conquer these goals, then what I want to do is invite you to book a call directly with me where we can have a friendly chat about where you're at right now, what it is you want to achieve, and really work out what you need to get to where you want to be. And from all of that, then we can see whether or not working together to turn that vision into a reality could be the right fit. Or if not, I'll point you in the right direction. Either way, you'll be one step closer to where you're meant to be. So if you do want to speak to me about that, I'll post a link in the comments below for you to book a call directly with me. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it's given you clarity on how to really set yourself up for success for 2020 and beyond. Let me know any questions you have in the comments below, and also remember, share your big 3 goals so you announce it to the world and you start turning it into a reality. I'm Byron Morrison, author of the book Become a Better You. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.